Okay, while we sit here and wait for the checks to be completed on this Montreal Canadiens gift video, what I wanted to do was talk about one of the more exciting stories that we had seen in the offseason this year. Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to direct your attention over to David Tomasek of the Edmonton Oilers. At least, he's of the Edmonton Oilers for now. Tomasek was one of the more interesting stories this offseason as a Czech forward, 29 years old, 6'2", 209, a right-handed right-wing center, who was looking for an NHL opportunity. The most recent season in Sweden, saw David Tomasek post up way over a point per game with Färjestad BK. He had 57 points in 47 games, 24 goals, 33 assists, and at 28, he was looking for his next home, playing hockey. There was a lot of buzz for Tomasek as a European free agent, a guy who, by all accounts, was a total shot in the dark. Undrafted, never played in North America before, totally just a Czech, Finnish, Swedish league guy who went out there and did some pretty good work wherever he went. But he wanted an NHL opportunity, and the Edmonton Oilers signed him. 1 year, $1.2 million, and he played decently well. 5 points, 22 games, on pace for about 15 points on a 66-game pace. This number isn't ideal, but the fact that he stepped into the lineup and was able to hang at the very least was a good sign. You know what else is a good sign? The fact that the checks are now completed our video, so let's go out there and publish this at 3:42 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay, sorry, let's get back over to Tomasek. All distractions aside, Tomasek hasn't really been given the best chance to play in Edmonton. And the reason I say that is because he's already missed out on a few games. He did come back recently, so there you go. He has had some time. But then again, he was taken out of the lineup to end off the Edmonton Oilers stint before the holiday break. And now we have ourselves some publications coming out of Sweden that apparently Tomasek's time with the Oilers is done. Take a look at this post on the R Edmonton Oilers subreddit by Big Tree Small Branch. David Tomasek returning to Färjestad BK in Sweden. The article is in Swedish, and if we click, we will see this right here. Tomasek flies to Europe. Formalities begin before a return to Färjestad is complete. This was published earlier, I believe it was today, by Jonas Griberg and Johan Ekberg. This will be linked in the description if you want to go out there and read it yourself. It's a locked article, it's behind a paywall, but essentially goes out there and talks about how Tomasek is going back home. At least, home to Sweden, for now. Let's get into some of the replies from Edmonton Oilers fans as to the departure of David Tomasek. I wish he got a bit more of an opportunity before it came to this, but with Knob's praise for Max Jones type of game, that is even Jones ahead of Tommy at this point, and we still have to find room for Howard, Hudson, and potentially Järventie and Poulin this year. Other guys like Roslovic and Savoy are making impacts, and that puts them in front of Tomasek as well. The numbers game just isn't favorable to Tomasek, unfortunately, but that's how she goes in the National Hockey League. Another reply says, I can't say I'm surprised. The guy was on pace for like 10 goals and 20 points per 82 games, which isn't bad production. I didn't hate his game. Unfortunately, he is just not built for a bottom six role, while not quite good enough to play top six on this team. I think this was a mutual breakup for both sides. Lazar, Kapanen, Klattenberg, even Max Jones are better fits for the bottom six. Tomasek, not physical enough for a fourth-line role, and there are too many guys ahead of him for the top 9. Färjestad, BK, yeah, there you go. I was thinking of going and seeing a game in March, cool, makes sense, sad, yeah, so honestly, this is reasonable from both sides. Tomasek, for the most part, has been a top scorer on a lot of the teams that he has been a part of. So seeing him go over to Edmonton, where he wanted to continue being a top scorer, hey, props to you for the ambition, but that just wasn't going to happen with an Oilers team that boasts this top six, with Hyman, the Nuge, McDavid, Draisaitl, and then add on other two guys, Roslovic, Podkolzin, Savoy, if you wanted to say that. There are a number of talented offensive forwards that know how to play the NHL game better than Tomasek, and by all accounts, he's a little too skilly and flashy to be a bottom six guy over the likes of a Clattenburg or whomever else you wanted to say can be tossed into that role. So, no shade on Tomasek for sure. He's a fine player. I mean, he's got the same amount of production as Matthias Janmark, for crying out loud. But in the role that he wanted to play with the Oilers, he just wasn't going to get that with this group of guys. So, unfortunately, he had to have found his way in the NHL in another role, a role that he's not really suited to. It makes sense why he would want to leave. It makes sense why the Oilers would be okay with letting him leave. This seems like a very amicable parting of the ways, and one that I don't think fans should be too disappointed about. Sure, you want to capitalize on the success and the skill that he has. You want to see players come over from Europe and have Artemi Panarin-like impacts, but not everybody can be an Artemi Panarin, and not everybody can translate immediately like some of those European, Russian, Swedish, Finnish league guys do. Tomasek just wasn't able to do that with this team. Now, part of me does wonder if he was given an opportunity on another squad, like Seattle, for example, would he have been able to thrive there? Would he have had an Andrei Kuzmenko-like impact on a team like, I don't know, the LA Kings or whatever? Who really knows what could have been, but for Tomasek's own personal sanity, I guess just going back over to Europe and doing his thing in a situation and an organization that he's familiar with, that he knows he can succeed within, that's probably the best course of action for him at this stage. He's 29, as we had said, so it's not like he's got a chance to get better, per se. I mean, late bloomers are always fun stories to pay attention to, but it doesn't seem like this is going to happen for Tomasek. You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below if you're an Edmonton Oilers fan. How do you feel about this guy leaving your organization? The Oilers are saying goodbye to their top European free agent signee of this previous offseason. I'd say, considering the success that a lot of these Oilers guys have had lately, it's fine. It's not like you were really missing Tomasek in the lineup anyway. I mean, you just went out there and destroyed Calgary. Connor McDavid had 5 points. Draisaitl had a power play hat trick, and everybody was all hyped up about that. I don't think anybody was thinking, man, this game could have really used some more David Tomasek when watching that one, right? So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Tomasek's departure from Edmonton. And for the odd Farjestad BK fans who are watching this video, what are your thoughts on Tomasek coming back over to the organization? How much of a boost will he give y'all, and how excited are you to see that go down? I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.